Welcome to Folk Field, where we have a non-conference clash between the number 24 team in the country and the host Boilermakers of Purdue. Louisville comes into West Lafayette sporting a 5-0-0 record, their best start since 2012. With wins over Michigan and most recently Kentucky, the Cardinals look to take down another quality opponent. Purdue, however, is on a mission of their own to protect the pitch here at Folk Field and take down a top 25 foe. The Lady Boilers are coming off a solid Southern road trip where they took down the Georgia Bulldogs and only fell to ranked South Carolina by a goal. Brett Douglas here on the call, and I'm joined by Lauren Link. Lauren, a late shakeup in Purdue's lineup will make the task of taking down a top 25 opponent even more daunting for the Boilers. Starting goalkeeper Katie Luce, who has played in all 470 minutes in the net this season, has been ruled out of the game. And freshman Marissa Bova will get her first career start in goal.
Yeah.
Good opportunity for Louisville. It's a shot, and it's going to find the back of the net. Macy Whitsett finds the upper 90 on the right side and puts the Cardinals in front 1-0 with just under 30 minutes to go in the first half.
Impressive goal there. Nothing that Marissa Bova can do to get to that one. And Louisville has done such a good job early in this game of getting the ball with their back against the goal, holding off that defender and making that turn. And there she strikes it, finds the side netting, and that's practically impossible to stop. So a great goal there for Louisville. And see if Purdue can bounce back.
It's Whitsett's fourth goal of the season. Time ticking down, and we have hit triple zeros on the clock in this first half. A good battle. Louisville wins the first half 1-0, but still plenty of time for the second half Purdue.
Absolutely. Both sides, a lot of good pressure, a lot of good chances. And I think if Purdue stays, in their heads, I think they can stay in it in the game as well. A lot of time to go, a lot of soccer to play, but that has definitely plagued the Boilermakers throughout this first half and now the beginning of the second.
And it's been a back and forth game. One team creates a chance and the other counters very quickly. That's how the lone goal happened. It was Sarah Clark on the one end as now Kylie Haas presses forward. She finds Tegan Jones's feet on the right wing, and Tegan Jones's cross is errant, and it goes over the back line, and it'll be a goal kick for Gabrielle Cazellas. But it was Sarah Clark who had a cross that resulted in a great chance for Purdue, almost put it in.
That's right.
And then Louisville was able to turn around and move the ball into the Purdue defensive third, where it was a beautiful turn by Macy Whitsett, and Whitsett was able to find the back of the net. Kylie Haas shields off Brooklyn Rivers, but Rivers is going to ultimately win the throw-in. She was ready to move fast, but now the pass is cut out. And here comes the Cardinals. Skylar Patrick, good anticipation. She wins the 50-50 ball. Now pressing forward. Patrick, speed unmatched. Moving into the box, she takes a shot, but it's knocked away by Gabrielle Vincent. Kylie Haas wins the ball from Brooklyn Rivers, and now she sends it back to Musellum. Musellum sends the ball, another clearance from Gabrielle Vincent, but now Sarah Clark with it. Clark tried to find the cutting Kylie Haas. The ball eventually gets to Tegan Jones's feet on the right wing. She sends a cross in. It's headed away by the Louisville defense. Once again at Jones's feet. Jones finds Clark, and Clark is dispossessed. It eventually gets to Musellum's feet. Musellum sends a bad pass to the right side of the field, and Louisville will win a free kick. Now a throw-in for the Cardinals, and a good job by Tegan Jones, the freshman, able to cut out the throw. Louisville gets possession. It's Allison Whitfield. Whitfield finds Nadej La Esperance. Now it's Amina Ekic. Ekic. Pass cut out nicely by Julia Ware. And now on the far side of the field is the 9 car of Ali Melky. Melky showing off her speed. And now Purdue is going to win a corner kick thanks to Melky taking the defense on by herself. It's going to be...
In a rare turn of events, it looks like Sarah Clark's not taking the corner.
Exactly. It looks like Sydney Duarte. Duarte plays a short corner that finds Sarah Clark's feet inevitably. And now a turnover. Here comes the Cardinals. Louisville pressing forward. It
Good
was
recovery.
Amina Ekic, but what a recovery by Hannah Musellum.
Possibly fueled in part by frustration of losing that ball there, but great job by Hannah Musellum to get back and win back that possession for the Boilermakers, at least momentarily. As now Louisville will have a free kick out of the back.
It's going to be taken by Gabrielle Vincent. Vincent sends one into the night air of West Lafayette. And eventually it comes down to Sarah Clark's feet. She finds Ali Melky. Now the ball trickles all the way to the back line of Purdue, where Julia Ware will send it forward. Finds Skylar Patrick. Patrick looking for Melky on the wing, but her pass is intercepted. A great step in there by Sarah Clark, showing you why she's one of the Boilermakers' most dynamic players. She sends it forward. Melky racing after it, but she won't have enough jet fuel to get to that one. And it goes across the inline for another Gabrielle Cazellas free kick.
Yeah, so both teams coming out strong, I think. Definitely playing that high pressure up top that we saw from Purdue in the the first half rather. And Louisville playing that patient sit back defense, but taking advantage of those counters. Gosh, words tonight.
They're tough for all of us, as Duarte will drop it to a trafficked Sarah Clark. The ball will end up in Allison Whitfield's feet of Louisville. She sends the ball forward, finds Brooklyn Rivers, but Rivers got a bad hop on it, and now Hannah Musellum pushing forward. Musellum pressured by Rivers, but she outruns her. Now just possessing, sends it back to Grace Walsh. Walsh sends it forward. Now Mia Roth, the ball drops right in front of her, but she didn't have an eye on it. Sarah Clark looking for the streaking Tegan Jones. Pass cut out nicely, and now Gabrielle Vincent sends the ball from one back line to another.
Dangerous ball there by Grace Walsh, but it works out okay.
Here comes the streaking Skylar Patrick. She's able to beat the Louisville defense, send a cross, and nobody in the box for the Purdue offense, however, and an easy scoop up for Gabrielle Cazellas.
I have to imagine that's been frustrating for the Purdue coaching staff as well. Lots of balls have been played in and not a lot of attack on that ball. When you're Skylar Patrick, who just made that amazing run down the side, beat those defenders, to not have anybody joining you can be frustrating for sure.
Not a lot of crashing the goal as we're used to seeing Purdue do, as Bova finds Grace Walsh. Walsh now fakes a drop pass back and now sends it forward. Mia Roth pacing, and it nearly was turned over by Gabrielle Vincent, but she found her keeper's feet, Gabrielle Cazellas, just in time. The ball's sent out of bounds by Cazellas, and now Hannah Musellem will take the throw.
Perhaps another flip throw like we saw late in the first half from Musellem.
Always an interesting sight to see. A fan favorite as Musellem tosses one into the box. Just misses the head of Ali Melky rather. The ball's dropped to Sarah Clark. Now it's some jostling going back and forth. Eventually it's sent back to Skylar Patrick, who sends one into the box, and once again, no Boilermakers crashing the net. And now Louisville will counter. Here come the Cardinals. Amina Ekic. Ekic looking to find the feet of Whitfield. Whitfield sends a cross, and it's going to go over the inline, and it'll be a goal kick for Marissa Bova, the freshman keeper.
And Purdue a little lucky there that wasn't a better ball, because Rivers is dangerous on that backside, and she was largely unmarked. Could put you in a sticky situation pretty quick.
Mia Roth hits the deck, no whistle, and it'll eventually result in a throw-in for the Cardinals. Taking the throw was Nevi Nelson. And now it'll be a turnover by Louisville and a throw for Hannah Musellem and Purdue. About 10 minutes have been played in this second half as the Boilermakers look for an equalizer, and the Cardinals of Louisville look to cushion their 1-0 lead thanks to the foot of Macy Whitsett. Ball's dropped back to Musellem, who finds Kylie Haas. Haas now astutely drops it back to Walsh. Walsh sends it to Ware, who finds Patrick on the left wing. Patrick cutting in now. She's pressured by Whitfield. Skylar Patrick hits the deck, sends a cross in, but no one there for Purdue once more, and now Louisville looks to counter. Here's a ball that finds Ekic's feet. Ekic, the Mac Harmon candidate.
Good idea there by Louisville, but doesn't quite find the feet of Rivers. And that'll give Purdue a throw in deep.
Ekic also, with that Mac Herman Trophy watch list, she's also all ACC preseason. She has been solid in that offensive midfield for Louisville in this game.
Yeah, and those are some big-time honors to have preseason. Can be, some players might feel that as a lot of pressure. Others might feel it as a lot of motivation. Hard to say which camp she falls in, but regardless, definitely some high honors coming her way early.
Here come the Cardinals pushing forward. It is Ekic, and she takes a shot that's blocked away by Grace Walsh. Walsh now on the offensive side sends a ball to Mia Roth. Roth sprinting for it. However, she is going to be called offsides, but it's delayed. And now Louisville will take over offensively. A good run from Mia Roth, who Drew Roth hopes to be a spark plug off the bench, giving her the second half start. Here's a drop back to Gabrielle Vincent.
We haven't seen quite the same spark from Sydney Duarte up top for the Boilermakers as we did in the first half. Hopefully she can kind of find that spunk she had in the first half, because she was a big-time part of their almost success here and there. And that'll be Erin Nepler checking in for Louisville. Looks like she replaced Taylor Kerwin.
First action for Nepler, the freshman forward. It's going to be a throw-in for Hannah Musellem on the near side. She finds Kylie Haas's feet, who tried to hit a one-timer to Tegan Jones, but it goes over the inline. And now a throw for Louisville. Nevi Jones takes it. Now she's going to be sent the ball right back. It's a turnover, however, and here comes Duarte. Duarte Finds Melky on the left wing. Melky cuts it forward, now waits for some help. Sends a drop back to Duarte. Duarte now to Musellum. Pushing it forward, sends one into the direction of Kylie Haas, but the pass is cut out. Now Louisville retains possession offensively. Allie Melky wins a 50-50 ball, now pushes forward but sends a pass behind Mia Roth. Roth used her hands there, and she's going to be whistled for the foul.
Almost 15 minutes gone in the second half. Purdue still trailing 1-0, and no super close chances for either team so far this half. A lot of high pressure, but not the same kind of looks we got from either team really in the second half of that first 45.
Both teams have registered a shot on the scoreboard, but no real dangerous threats like you mentioned. Here's one that Louisville would rather not see, as that ball trickled near the goal, but no problem for the sure-handed Gabrielle Cazellas. Only 3 goals allowed this season for the keeper for the Cardinals. She's been excellent tonight. Cazellas sends one out of bounds and turns it over. And now Purdue will try to take advantage of the mistake. Musellum sends a throw in. This ball eventually ends up at her feet after Kylie Haas gave and go. Musellum a bit stifled in the offensive third. Now Duarte unable to win a 50-50 ball, but it eventually comes to her feet. Now she pushes forward. Duarte has help, elects not to use it, but now she finds Sarah Clark. Clark over to Patrick. Patrick stops on a dime and avoids Emily Nepler's pressure. Here comes Musellum. All the time in the world. She sends a beautiful ball in the box looking for Mia Roth, but it's headed away nicely. And now the Mac Herman candidate, Ekich, sends it back.
Yeah, and once again there, good ball from Musellum. No real challenge in the box. And, you know, if you're Purdue, you have to have Mia Roth on the end of that. If Kylie Haas is in there, she's got to be looking for it. Sydney Duarte. And they did not see a lot of challenge yet again. And some frustration, understandably, coming from Purdue's bench.
The ball ends up at Skylar Patrick's feet after Grace Walsh was fouled. Now Walsh with possession. Walsh sends it forward looking for Tegan Jones. It's sent into the night sky. Eventually Allison Whitfield takes possession. Whitfield pushes forward, tries to send a through ball, but is intercepted by Grace Walsh. Now Haas looking for the give and go from Jones. Jones holds onto it as she was marked well by Nadege La Esperance. Here comes Skylar Patrick, who has done wonders on that left side, but once again, she's taken 2-on-1 and is dispossessed, and the ball's cleared away. Patrick, however, wins a throw for the Purdue offense and a good opportunity, but first we're going to see a platoon sub by the Louisville Cardinals.
Yeah, and that looks like Molly Rouse checking back in. Maisie Whitsett yet again, and Delaney Snyder will all check in for Louisville. And one of the people we saw come off was Brooklyn Rivers, so they'll give her a little bit of rest before I would assume seeing her back on for those final 15 to 20 minutes.
Probably won't be the last time we see her, as she is the Louisville Cardinals goal-scoring leader with 4 goals on the year. And she has been an offensive presence all year. She leads the team in points as well with 9. Here come the Cardinals on the near side. It's Macy Whitsett pushing it forward. Whitsett to Nepler. Nepler now finds Rouse. Rouse's pass is cut out. Now Musellum has time and finds Tegan Jones. Here's Kylie Haas unmarked on the right side. Tegan Jones doesn't see her, and now she's triple teamed. She's going to send it backwards to Hannah Musellum. Musellum finds Ross feet. Mia Roth here now a nice turn, and now she finds Kylie Haas. A little too late as Haas is marked. Eventually finds Melky. Melky trying to cut forward, but Gabrielle Vincent is able to dispossess her. And Sarah Hernandez kicks the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a deep throw-in for the Purdue offense and Hannah Musellum.
And this situation, practically a corner for Purdue with that flip throw from Musellum. We'll see if they can get on the end of it.
Creates such an offensive opportunity as she tosses this one into the box. Finds the head of Kylie Haas, but Haas a little too far away. No danger for the Cardinals defense. Now pressure on the far side as Skylar Patrick sends one to Melky. Melky, a beautiful turn. She's got room, but it is taken away.
Looks like it actually went out on the end line before she got that clear off. So that'll be the third corner kick for Purdue. The third real corner kick, not including Hannah's deep.
A good opportunity once more. And this time it'll be Sarah Clark on that far side taking it. The Boilermakers have members on the in line, and now they're moving outwards. Look for Skylar Patrick, and they found the back of the net. Sarah Clark creates an opportunity once more, and it's Kylie Haas with the header that we've seen all year long.
What a perfect ball from Sarah Clark. She has really improved her corner kicks over the year, and here's another look at that.
Beautiful cross. It was Skylar Patrick and Kylie Haas crashing the net. And Haas gets ahead on it and puts the equalizing goal into the nylon.
So 25 minutes left. I think this next 5 to 10 minutes is really pivotal in terms of, does Purdue use the momentum, keep the pressure high, or does Louisville use that momentum and kind of charge back?
Purdue
but lots of soccer left to be played.
They can take a breath for now, but quickly have to be back on the gas pedal. Here comes a ball into the box, easily handled by Gabrielle Cazellas. And now Cazellas, who just allowed only her 4th goal of the season, will take her time with this one, and she's far off her line. She'll send one deep into the defensive third of Purdue, which is headed away by Sarah Clark. Clark finds Duarte. Duarte looking for Melky on the far side, but the ball eventually goes over the sideline, and it'll be a throw for the Cardinals.
I'd imagine we'd see probably a good little platoon of subs from both teams coming on shortly. It's fairly common practice to give your starters, 5 to 10 minute breather before putting them on for the last part of the half. So we haven't really seen any subs yet from Purdue, and only a couple from Louisville. I would imagine we'll see some fresh legs in soon, and I think that could again be kind of a tipping point in either team's favor depending on what those subs can bring off the bench.
And good news if you're a Purdue fan. When Kylie Haas scores, the Boilermakers are 5-2-0 in their career. A win percentage of 71. Able to score in her 2nd consecutive game as she scored against ranked South Carolina. She is apt for the big moment and showed that just now. And once again, a great opportunity created from the foot of Sarah Clark. That Clark-Haas tandem is something that defenses will fear all year, especially going into Big Ten play.
You have to imagine the Clark to Haas combo is on everybody's scouting report for Purdue right now, and it's only becoming more so as they continue to click together.
A free kick opportunity for the Cardinals. It's going to be taken by Gabrielle Vincent. Vincent sends one deep. It's headed nicely by Skylar Patrick, but Boilers aren't out of danger yet. Eventually, looking for Allison Whitfield, and the ball is going to be cleared away by Julia Ware, but over the inline, and it'll be a corner kick for Louisville and Molly Rouse. Rouse on the far side will take the 4th corner of the night for the Cardinals as they try and get one back after Purdue was able to score off a corner set piece. Ball put into the air, headed away by Patrick. Mia Roth, a bad deflection off her foot, keeps the ball in the box, but she eventually clears it away. Now charging in is Nevi Nelson. Nelson sends one back into the box. It's cleared away. Sarah Clark tracking it, and Clark eventually sends it to the offensive half of the field for Purdue. Here comes Allie Melke. Boilermakers charging. Melke looking for help, tries to find Tegan Jones and just sends one wide of her feet. Sarah Clark tries to send it back to keep Purdue on offense, but it's going to be Gabrielle Vincent on the far side pushing it forward to Allison Whitfield. And here we go, back and forth as Purdue's backline possesses it, and a turnover there by Grace Walsh.
The rare mistouch, but it's a bad one.
Whitsett, a shot on goal, just goes wide. Bova had her eyes set on it the whole way, and Purdue avoids what could have been a grave mistake. Hannah Melchiori looks to check in, and she will replace Tegan Jones with 21 minutes, just over that, left in this ball game as we're all knotted up at 1. Bova sends one deep. Now Louisville charging in. Here comes Delaney Snyder. Snyder sends one back. A shot on goal by La Esperance, but it's saved easily by Bova. Bova with the throw. And now here comes Duarte. Duarte, an ambitious ball that's cut out by the Louisville defense, and now Sarah Clark sends a Cardinal toppling. No call, and now Purdue will move from the back line. Finds Melchiori's feet, a beautiful turn. Here's that speed we talked about as she finds Kylie Haas. Haas, however, just with a mistouch that makes Drew Roth shake his head on the sideline.
I have to imagine Giraffe is thinking that's not really Kylie Haas's style of play. She's not a tricky player. She's not a footwork type of player. She's a hustle, go through the ball. So tried to get a little fancy there. Maybe not the best decision.
Here's a ball sent to the right side, looking for Allison Whitfield, but Skylar Patrick covers it nicely. She's been outstanding on the back line for Purdue. Now Kylie Haas pushing forward. There's Haas with some fancy footwork.
She's trying to prove me wrong.
Trying to prove Lauren wrong. She sends one into the box, but Melchiori was unable to get to it, and it's cleared out of bounds. Another throw deep into the territory for Purdue, and Musellem will take it. Musellem will go with the conventional throw here as she finds Haas's feet. Haas right back to her. Now a ball played into the net. A streaking Duarte just missed an opportunity there, and now Louisville looks to push. Here comes Snyder. Snyder turns it over to Patrick. Patrick over the midfield line. Patrick pushing forward. She stiff arms a Louisville defender off, and now puts a ball into the box, which is headed away by Gabrielle Vincent. A turnover by Louisville results with Grace Walsh having the ball, but she is dispossessed immediately. And now here come the Cardinals. It's Rouse. Rouse finds the streaking Whitfield on the right wing. Whitfield facing Ware, and Ware's going to win the battle. And now she dispossesses Whitfield and sends it still in bounds down the line as it rides the paint and eventually ends up at the feet of Duarte. Now Kylie Haas streaking forward. She's got Melchiori on the right wing. Does she see her? Yes, she does. She finds Melchiori. Melchiori near the 18-yard box. Now she enters the box, but a great challenge there by Nevi Nelson. Puts the ball out of bounds deep into the territory of Louisville, which will be taken by Musellem, but first some substitutions.
Yeah, and that'll be Maya Lambert checking back on, as well as Anna Sabandagic checking on for the Boilermakers, replacing Melky and Mia Roth up top.
And Taylor Kerwin, wearing red for the Louisville Cardinals, comes back into the game. As another conventional throw by Musellum, but a whistle's blown before the ball was put in play. It was a conventional throw by Musellum, but now she's back up against the border here at Folk Field, and she will elect to go with the flip throw, looking for Kylie Haas's feet, but Haas sends it over the back line. And it will be a goal kick for Gabrielle Cazellas.
And Louisville still having chances on the counters, but really kind of packing it in. Purdue has struggled to go forward very much because Louisville has so many girls packed into the last third or so of the field, which is a great defensive strategy, but when you're all tied up, it can be hard to get enough people forward to really see the chances that you want.
Louisville runs a different strategy than most, a 4-1-4-1, which Drew Roth said he's never seen before.
Yeah, I can't say I've heard of that one. That is new to me as well.
It's quite interesting, but the Cardinals have had their success being one of the nation's top offensive teams this year. The offense will have to wait as Maya Lambert cuts out a pass. She sends it back to Skylar Patrick. Patrick has Sabanagic running, but Patrick will take it herself, running against Whitfield on the right wing.
Oh!
And a goal! How about that? Sabanagic, the spark plug of the Boilermakers and Drew Roth's bench, finds the back of the net and buries
And take a
the
look
decisive
at
goal.
Oh my goodness.
Sabanagic from distance, trying to knock off a top 25 foe on her home field, and she puts the Boilermakers in a good position with just over 16 minutes left in the second half. These second half Boilers are nothing easy to deal with. Musellum's dispossessed as Louisville tries to counter quickly. It's Whitsett with the ball. Whitsett sends a drop pass back to Callie McKinney. McKinney sends one forward, and Rouse is able to keep the ball in the offensive half for Louisville. Working in. Here come the Cardinals. It's going to be a shot attempt. Bova with the diving save.
And the hands to hold on to it. That can be one of the hardest parts about making a save like that, is it's easy enough-ish to deflect it. I could say it's easy, having never done it myself, but to hold on to that ball can be the most challenging part.
The Cardinals are not done yet, trying to find an equalizer themselves, but they turn it over, and now Duarte working the ball forward. She's got Melchiori on the right side, doesn't see her, and now she's tripped up and eventually loses the ball.
And I think this time frame right here is one of the hardest to deal with, especially as a young team, but it's so easy to feel panicky. You want so desperately to maintain this lead that you kind of fall out of what got you in the lead. And you see it all the time at all levels of soccer. And the best thing Purdue could do right now is just keep playing the game that they've played. Play aggressive, pressure up top, and maintain that possession, because it can fall apart really quickly if you try to change your whole game plan.
Exactly as they find Melchiori on the right wing, she eventually turns it over, and it leads to the feet of La Esperance. La Esperance feeds Whitfield to Rouse, who was just whistled for a foul, and now it's a foot race to the ball. Whitfield wins it against Julia Ware, and now she sidesteps Ware, pushing forward. Whitfield, a nice ball, and a shot on goal, saved by Bova. Taylor Kerwin with the shot, but Marissa Bova holding tough to the task, and she sends it off the inline, and it'll be a corner kick, the fifth of the game for the Cardinals.
Big time save by the freshman Bova. She's lucky that there was nobody following that ball, because it did have a little bit of distance to go before it rolled out of bounds, but awesome save there and awesome footwork by Whitsett to even get that chance to begin with.
Kerwin, who just registered the shot, will now take the corner.
I think we also saw Amina Ekic sneak back into the game during that delay.
One of the nation's best players, and it finds her feet. She sends one into the box, but once again, Bova in that 6'2" frame easily comes down with it. Now she'll slow roll it to Hannah Musellem. Musellem sends it forward, finds, or look to find, Duarte's feet. It's cut out nicely by the Cardinals. Now the ball jostling in the midfield, eventually finds the Cardinals' feet as Whitfield and Ariana Ferrero both get to the ball in time. Now Whitfield on the far side, working against Skylar Patrick. She's going to send one back to Callie McKinney. McKinney sends one forward. A good touch there, but it gets away from Taylor Kerwin. Now they send it back to Nevi Nelson. Nelson pushing it forward. A shot. What a save. Macy Whitsett tried to find the back of the net from distance again, but Bova says no to that.
What a save, but what a shot. That was a rocket.
Had some pace on it. Bova handled it well, as now we see Brooklyn Rivers and Paige Liebel entering for Louisville and Purdue respectively. Liebel, the transfer from UConn, got the start tonight.
I have to imagine this might be indicative of a slightly more defensive scheme by Drew Roth for these final 11 or 12 minutes.
And here comes Duarte, trying to move forward, but she's dispossessed as she went 1-on-3 against the Louisville defense. Louisville pushing forward. Here come the Cardinals in red. It's Kerwin trying to find Whitfield's feet. Whitfield unable to keep it in, and she will kick it over the sideline for a throw, which will be taken by Julia Ware on the far side. Skylar Patrick's going to elect to take it with just over 11 minutes to go, as Purdue has tacked on 2 goals in the second half and taken a 2-1 lead. Ina Sabanagic has the decisive goal as of now, as Purdue looks to hold on to the lead. Musellem to Melchiori, back to Musellem, and now Musellem just keeps it in, avoiding the turnover. She looks and finds Kylie Haas, who finds Melchiori. Melchiori a nice flip up, and now she's dashing on the right side. Waits for help and finds Kylie Haas. Kylie Haas pressured by Brooklyn Rivers and eventually turns it over. It goes to the feet of Nadej La Esperance. Here comes Musellem, pressing forward, finds the head of Duarte, but Duarte sends it to Brooklyn Rivers, who shields off Paige Liebel. Now Brooklyn Rivers with possession. She's tracked by Paige Liebel, sends one forward and misses the feet of Taylor Kerwin. And now Purdue can relax defensively.
And Bova's going to make her come chase that down, shave a few more seconds off the clock.
Every second matters in these type of scenarios. Purdue does not want the equalizer to occur. We saw them against West Virginia take a 1-0 lead and then ultimately give up a late goal with under 10 minutes to play to the Mountaineers, which resulted in a tie overall. Purdue trying to get a big result against the top 25 Louisville Cardinals. It's Brooklyn Rivers trying to answer. She finds La Esperance. And now Julia Ware steps up, and Ware is off to the races. She finds Duarte. Duarte has a streaking Melchiori, and Melchiori will take her time. She's got Kylie Haas, but Kylie Haas stops her run, and it's cut out by Ekic.
And it's too bad Melchiori didn't just take the space there. The defender decided to push her out wide, and I think Melchiori has the skill, could have taken that touch and taken a shot.
Ekic moves past Musellem, now trying to get by Liebel, but Liebel is able to get a foot on it, and now she wins the ball. Paige Liebel, a big defensive stop there. Now Musellem pressing forward, finds Duarte, but she's shielded off by Nevi Nelson, and now the ball trickles to Gabrielle Cazelas' feet. 8:30 to play here at Folk Field. Boilermakers ahead of the Louisville Cardinals 2-1. A great Thursday night game on Big Ten Student U that you are catching. Musellem sends it back to Grace Walsh. Walsh sends one forward, looking for Melchiori, just misses her head, and Nevi Nelson will watch it roll across the sideline and quickly take the throw in. She finds Gabrielle Vincent, and Vincent now pushing. Here comes La Esperance. She was looking for Taylor Kerwin, but it's intercepted by Musellem. Haas now sends it back to Grace Walsh, and now Liebel with possession. Liebel finds Haas. Haas to Musellem, who's pushed up, making an overlapping run. She sends it back to Grace Walsh, and now Walsh to the far side of Skylar Patrick. Here's the press that Louisville is so good at doing offensively.
Purdue doing a better job right now, though, than they did in the first half of really possessing that ball, passing to feet.
Not turning it over as...
I paused thinking I might have just jinxed the whole thing, but yeah, a lot better job of possession from Purdue in the second half, and especially late in the second half as they hope to maintain this lead.
Purdue with about 60 seconds of possession there. They eventually turn it over, looking for Inesaba Ganich on that far side. Louisville pressing forward. Kylie Haas, however, cuts out that opportunity, and now Sarah Clark sends it backwards to Skylar Patrick. Patrick turns it over right away to Allison Whitfield, and now Brooklyn Rivers with the beautiful turn. She's streaking. Rivers finds Ekich. Ekich pressured by Musellem, and her senior leadership wins the battle. And now Musellem sends it forward. A good clearance there as the Boilermakers are all off their seats on the bench, cheering their team on with 6:20 left to play. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Gabrielle Cazellas, and Cazellas now pushes it forward to Gabrielle Vincent. Vincent sends one deep. No Cardinals in the area, and it's intercepted easily by Ware. Ware to Musellem, and now Musellem taking her time. She's got Melchiori wide open. Sees her and finds her on the wing. Melchiori takes her time. Purdue being very patient with the ball, and eventually that pass is cut out by Ekich, but it'll still be in Purdue's possession. It'll be a throw-in, but first Melchiori exits the game, and it'll be Keegan Jones, the freshman, taking her place.
We also saw Delaney Snyder for Louisville check in.
Haas sends one forward, but no one in the area, and it's going to be Sarah Hernandez who punches the ball out defensively for Louisville. Snyder is getting pressured by Liebel and Sabanagic. And now the Cardinals look to go from their back line forward as Nevi Nelson plays one and misses her mark, trying to find Brooklyn Rivers. Rivers was chasing it, and now a flag up.
Looks like that ball snuck out of bounds a little bit further downfield.
It's going to be a throw for Louisville, who's asking for a ball. They eventually get one, but first a substitution, as it's going to be Nadej La Esperance off.
Maisie Whitsett comes back on the pitch. And I have to say, I'm a little surprised to see Louisville spacing their subbing out at all, given the circumstances. The clock keeps running, so we don't see a stop in the clock unless there were to be an injury or something on the field. But subbing is often a way to run out the clock a little bit. So
Whitsett with the ball now, trying to make her impact felt right away. She does have a goal already in this one, and 4 on this season. She heads one down, looking for the feet of Snyder, but it's cleared away by the back line of Purdue. A 50-50 ball in the air. Sarah Clark wins it. Duarte to Sabanagic, back to Duarte, but it's intercepted. And now some jostling of possession as both teams go back and forth. Eventually Louisville comes up with it. The Cardinals looking to press forward, but Julia Ware cuts that out and sends it back. Here's Nevi Nelson. Nelson, a mistouch, and she had Whitsett on that left wing, just misses her. Under 3:30 to play as Musellem has a throw on the near side. Headed away.
This to me is a perfect example of that, kind of playing on your heels. Purdue in the last probably 5 to 10 minutes has fallen back into that very defensive mindset, which is understandable, but also the pressure feels high. And it feels a little bit more disjointed, a little more panicky. And
right. And you don't
feel a little
play
nervous.
To lose.
Exactly. We really have not seen that same attack the last 5 or so minutes from Purdue that we did this whole second half.
Playing not to lose, not ideal, because then, like you said, Lauren, you're on your heels, and more pressure provided by Louisville can cause a turnover, which we've seen a few times today. Purdue has been able to avoid those mistakes in the second half, and it's paid off as Sabanagic goes deep into Louisville territory on that far corner, trying to win a corner kick, and she's going to win a throw in the far corner, which will kill time.
Exactly. And sometimes you'll see teams purposefully take it into the corner and try to hold off the defender purely for the purpose of killing time. And now we see Skylar Patrick trotting down again. What can we do to tick off the seconds in their mind?
Some gamesmanship by the Boilermakers with now under 2 minutes to play. It's in that coffin corner for Louisville. They're trying to get it out, but Patrick ultimately still has possession. She's shoved, but kicks the ball across the line, and it's going to be a throw for Louisville. 1 minute and 40 seconds as the ball is headed away, and now Louisville will steal some yardage and throw it again. The throw in on the far side. Patrick wins the header and sends it defensively to Louisville. Louisville pushing forward, or attempting to, and it eventually will settle at Ekic's feet. Ekic pressured by Duarte. Duarte pressuring that back line nicely, and now Purdue's defense steps forward and makes a play as Liebel cuts it out. Now Haas with the header, trying to find Tegan Jones. Nevi Nelson with 1 minute left makes a nice turn, eventually finds her teammate in Macy Whitsett. Whitsett pressured by Kylie Haas, and Kylie Haas with the bulldog mentality clears it down the right sideline.
45 seconds isn't a lot, but Purdue has proven that it is enough to score with 2 goals coming in the last minute.
Every
for
second
them.
matters, ticking away. Kylie Haas, a nice header out defensively, killing more time. Nevi Nelson with the quick throw, and Haas sends it out of bounds. Purdue's bench jumping and screaming. Under 20 seconds to go as they try and knock off the number 24 Louisville Cardinals. They find Brooklyn Rivers. Rivers finds Ekic. Ekic sends one into the box, but it's taken away by Ware, who will clear it down the field.
That will do it.
This will be the decisiveness that Purdue is looking for. They come back from 1-0 down and put 2 on the board in the second half to take down the mighty Louisville Cardinals and give Louisville their first loss of the year. Purdue improves to 5 in a row here at Folk Field, and they protect the pitch. What a game, Lauren.
I'm still kind of in shock from Sabin's goal, which was just perfect. And for her to come off the bench and have that energy and that spark that she brings to the field, and then to net just a perfect game-winning goal. Pretty awesome to see that for her. Great play by both sides, really. And Louisville, I think, going to be disappointed tonight, but going to have a really successful season. They have a lot of really good scorers on that team, so I think this will be just a little blip in the radar for them.
Not a make or break game being in non-conference, and this is one that felt like a late, really NCAA type of feel to it, as
Absolutely.
The Boilermakers protect the pitch here at Folk Field. Goals scored by Macy Whitsett in the first half, but then it was Kylie Haas from the corner kick from Sarah Clark, and then Ines Sabanagic unassisted with the decisive goal. Purdue takes it over number 24 Louisville here at Folk Field. From our BTN Student U crew, Lauren Link, and myself, Brett Douglas, we say thank you for watching.